have a quorum. I'll do the script first. First, I'll just confirm that everyone can hear me. So Beth,
Yes, I hear.
Prabhu,
I'm here.
Doug. He may have stepped away or he's still on mute.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. All right. John.
I can hear here.
All right. Andy
Here.
and Lisa.
Here.
All right. So this open meeting of the Library Planning and Building Committee is being conducted remotely consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of COVID-19. In order to mitigate the transmission of the virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings. And as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find posted on the town's website at www.grafton-ma.gov, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation. Unless such participation is required by law, this meeting will feature public comment. For this meeting, the Library Planning and Building Committee is convening by Zoom as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. So, did anyone else join while I was reading? I don't think so. All right, so we'll call it to order. And our first item is meetings from our last meeting of, was it February 7th? All right. Has everyone had a chance to review them? All right, do I hear a motion to approve them?
So move. Stevens.
All right. And a second?
Second. Prabhu.
Prabhu. All right. So Beth,
Hi.
Prabhu,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Andy,
Aye.
Lisa,
Hi.
and Julie is aye, so that passes. What is our next thing? All right, so for the bills, that's why we're having this meeting. The reason why we're having the meeting is for that bill from GBCI, which I hadn't seen a copy of. Does someone want to just talk about what this bill is for?
Hi, this is Beth. I can.
Yeah,
I would have gotten forwarded out. So bills don't generally come to me. They're going to Andy.
Yeah.
So this is, I believe it's for our lead certification application. I think they wouldn't take a check. We can only pay on a credit card. So we put it on the town credit card. And
Okay.
my understanding is it's the application fee for the building, $2,740 even,
Right.
paid to Green Business Certification.
All right.
And there's a big packet
So-
of paperwork that we're paying a consultant to put together for us. She's been fact checking all along through the process so that we can try and get that silver lead certification that will give us a financial impact for meeting silver lead certification.
Okay.
Yep. and
Just
this was
a-
done
just a quick-
once, Ron, this was done once before, early in the project with Andy. Same type of deal. But I don't remember, we must have discussed it in this format because it was processed the same way, I think with the town credit card or something. But it's done with Andy Deshane. So this time, I think William did it with the town. And the invoice ended up on Beth's desk, but before it was to get the process going. The process is now done. We're actually submitting to the Green Building Council for review. But they won't start the review until the invoice is paid.
Oh, okay. All right. And plus there was the question of wanting to get it paid before we get interest on the credit
Right,
card.
right.
So,
Right.
all right.
So I make a motion to pay Green Business Certification, Inc. in the amount of $2,740 for our lead certification application.
Okay.
Second.
All right. So Beth. Hi. Prabhu,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Andy,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
and Julie is aye. So I declare that passed. And I think there was one more bill now. There's two more. Okay. So I had the American Alarm. I didn't have another one after that. So there's American Alarm for $855.77.
And what is it that they're installing?
It was for installation of either or both the fire and burglar alarm. This is not part of like a regular contracted monitoring service. The library has that as an expense. So it's just, something they finished, I think, near the end of the project, and it just fell through the cracks and didn't get paid. It's budgeted for, and it's a construction fee as opposed to a library fee.
And it's been done for a little while.
Done and it works. Yeah.
Oh, good. It's even better.
So I make a motion that we pay American Alarm in the amount of $855.77.
Second.
All right. Anything further to discuss? No. All right. Beth,
Aye.
Prabhu,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Andy,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
and Julie is an aye, so that passed. And then Beth, what was the,
So Ron
Did-
forwarded the pay app for CTA, which we could hold off until next week. My response was, I think, to Mark and Andy, I need somebody to sign off on it before it comes before the committee. And so somebody would have needed to say, yes, it's good to be paid. And then you all should have had a chance to review it. So it's fine to table it, but I do have it. As long as CTA
okay.
they can wait another week for their money.
Yeah, I mean, it's the end of the month, and so
Aye.
typically this committee wouldn't be meeting until next week anyway. So, so yes, the invoice is fine, but everyone on the committee should get a chance to look at it first.
All right. So do we want to go through like a OPM update or architect update at this point? I think that we can wait until next week.
Everybody's
I
shaking their
think
head.
that. So shall we
uh,
adjourn?
Yeah,
Or-
we can adjourn. I don't want to hold anybody, but two things to think about for next week. One, there's a proposal, there's two PCOs that this committee needs to act on. One is the carpet in Beth's office, PCO number 123. And so that, there's three ways it can go. It's either part of the construction through approved by this committee as a change order, outside of the construction paid by Capital, I forget the name of the group, or Friends of the Library, but still a change order to CTA, or outside of CTA, outside of the contract done by others through another mechanism. Something to think about, because 2 meetings ago, some members on the committee hadn't seen the carpet yet. They wanted to go see it and then have a discussion. And while that was done, there's been no final decision. So on CTA's behalf, I'd like to close that one way or the other. And they don't they'll do it if we say yes. They're not going to be upset if you say no, but we just need to close that one. And the second one to think about for next week is the humidifier that's been camped out in Beth's office for however many months and was started to be installed and then stopped. That is PCO number 118. If you remember last time we spoke, it was about a $19,000 change order. It was $19,000 to put it in the room next door up above the ceiling. We've since collectively said, you know what, just leave it where it is. Beth's grown to love it. And so just finish it, but revise your quote accordingly. So they revised the quote, but all along they kept saying, I don't know that the price is going to change all that much because now the building has been finished around it and it's going to be much more difficult to core holes through finished ceilings and collect all the, it's just going to be cumbersome. So they revised the quote from $19,000 to $17,000. So it's gone down $2,000. And that's where we are. So we can talk about that more next week, but think about, and Ron, you can jump in if you want, but I think we've exhausted all our options on this one as far as we looked at different pieces of equipment, if you remember, like a residential version, which they don't make. I think we've done our collective due diligence and we've ended up with this number. So it's either $19,000 in the room next door above the ceiling, which honestly, people are still questioning whether that will work in that manner, or B, $17,000, just finish it where it is and call it a day. Beth?
Is there a reason it can't go not in the ceiling, but in that closet, that room next door that holds the historical materials? Like, does it have something to do with what it's generating, the steam and temperature and all of that to protect them so it can't be in there? Like, why wasn't it just put in that room?
I don't know that we ever discussed that closet, putting it in the closet, Ron. Do you remember?
You mean the closet or the historical room?
It's a 12 by 10 room. It's a closet in the
Oh, you're
sense.
calling that a closet? Okay.
Okay.
Shelving, but
We had talked about putting it in there. I thought one of the reasons it couldn't go in there wasn't enough wall space. If that's not the case, now that the shelving is in, if it fits in there.
I could take out a range of shelving and move the items to the bookcases because the room next door is also going to be climate controlled.
If we can put it above the ceiling, I don't see why we can't put it on the wall in the same room.
That would be my preference.
So that room is climate controlled, humidity controlled. Would this piece of equipment be generated? Would it be counterproductive to have a piece of equipment that's generating heat in a room that we're trying to control?
I don't know. Only the only thing I could answer to is that we were talking about putting it above the ceiling in the same room. Now, granted, there's the barrier of the ceiling tile between the spaces. I don't know. That is something we'd have to ask the manufacturer if there's an issue putting it in the same room that you're trying to control.
I don't think it'd be an issue with the piece of equipment. I would wonder if it'd be an issue with the temperature control if you're going to.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you're putting it in the room that you're trying to humidify, does it create an issue?
Yeah.
Right.
We've looked at it. Go ahead, Beth.
I was going to say, I thought it could have gone in the next room down, the 10C conference room. But the issue was the public might touch it. So that's why it ended up in 217, the admin office, instead of 219 or 218.
Well, that's where I had last shown it in sketches, was in that conference room. And it got changed in the field.
Yeah, but that's why, so the public wouldn't mess around with it.
And that was the concern. Was will the public start playing with the controls?
I don't think so.
I don't.
I really don't. But
John, you're muted.
John says yes.
Can't they just put a box on the controls, just like they do in the air conditioning unit in a public, if that's a concern?
Well, the controls are on the unit, I believe. It's not a separate, like a thermostat. I believe the controls are actually on the humidifier unit. We had looked at a number of different places to locate this. Some were too far away. Some were too close. I think the last one I had shown on a plan was in that conference room that Beth mentioned, but then, because we had the space for it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there was a concern about the pitch for the drainage
There
in
was,
one of
and
the locations.
it started to move down the building and ended up in Beth's office, one, because of that distance, and two, because of the public issue. But if it's on this side of the wall, I don't think there'd be an issue with, distance-wise and just moving it on the other side. And at this point, frankly, I think CTA will put it wherever we tell them, but they might say, we can't promise, if this is going to work 100%, but we'll put it wherever you want us to put it because we want to finish. But in the meantime, so I can confirm that with Paul from CTA. Do you see any issue putting it on the other side? But you might ask between now and next week, Ron, the engineer, if there's an engineering reason why it shouldn't go in that space versus above the ceiling.
Okay.
Okay.
I will make a note to call Tyler in the morning.
I'm gonna have to touch it now every time I come into the library. just to Talk about it. One up, one down.
If it's raining in the historic room, we know somebody's been playing with it and we know who to chase down.
We'll just ban you from that room, Lisa. You can only use the tutor room.
We're gonna have a little secret camera focused right on those controls.
All right, I'll ask Tyler if he sees any issue with putting it in the conference room immediately adjacent to the storage room. So the storage.
Okay.
The
218.
storage room.
I think it could go in 218. I can lose the range of shelving. So it can just flip on the opposite side of the wall.
Right. Okay.
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 Very good.
I think that's everything for tonight then.
Sorry, I have a question about the previous thing, the carpet. Did we determine
yeah.
if there is enough extra carpet to use, and if not, did we find out how much it's going to cost to buy that new carpet squares?
I don't think so. I thought that I had said I would price out an area rug, which would probably be 10% of the cost.
Yeah, you did. And that was one of the, but it's all been informal, and I'm trying to formalize, get formal direction on, is the area rug the answer? In which case it's a FF&E purchase. If redoing the carpet is the answer, then which bucket basically is it coming out of?
I have in our notes from last time that Doug was gonna ask the friends. That was what I think we landed on the last time we met. At least that's what I have in the minutes.
The
That's
capital
one-
campaign, actually.
Capital, I'm sorry,
capital
yes.
campaign,
Yes.
Right. And so
But
then the
and the question came back is what's the cost? Because we don't know the cost. And if we can use the existing tiles, obviously, then we're just paying for the takeout and install.
So the cost of Higgins is $3,004. So, but that's labor and material. So I can find out.
That was using new carpet tiles or the existing overflow?
No, new.
Oh, I see.
That
So
would
that's
be
kind of
new.
like the max cost is $3K.
For that was just them. With everything on top, it's $3,992.89. So $3,400. So that will.
I kind of recommend that you still keep your attic stock, whatever it is you have, because it's the very beginning. I'd hate for you to use it all up, and then down the road, when you need them, you won't have them.
Right.
I agree. Okay, well, we can bring this to the next meeting then.
Okay. All right. So do we have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion at 6:22 to adjourn.
Second,
Second.
Lisa was quick on that call.
All right. Beth,
aye.
Prabhu,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Andy,
Aye.
Lisa.
I'm gonna say aye, but who seconded that, just for the
Oh,
minutes?
I did, Beth.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. And Julie's aye, so we're all set.